Hey there, Cancer. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net doing a 2019 overview. So I'm going to do, oh, that's more than I wanted to come out. I'm going to do love, career, and then some overall cards. So let's see what came out here. Nine of Cups. That's pretty nice. The Wish card. King of Cups, the Moon, and the Four of Swords. So, I feel like some of you are like, really wishing and dreaming and hoping for, that perfect person, that one person to come into your life. That it's almost like the sort of romantic comedy Hallmark Christmas, when you meet this person, like you're just gonna be happy. It's gonna complete everything. And that perhaps in the past you meet people and it seems so great, but then, because people are people, it doesn't work out and it sort of shatters that dream. And it's confusing, and it's like your emotions, you're just like, why does that happen? Do I like the wrong people? Do I like just sort of this emotional confusion about that, where it's sort of made you a little leery to enter relationships, or you get into relationships and it seems so great, and then you're like, why does it just not work out? And there's plenty of people where there are two good people in a relationship, but they're just not a match. You think of how unique every single person is, and we all bring our own backstories and baggage and personalities and pet peeves and all sorts of things into a relationship. Quite frankly, it's shocking that anyone stays together. But I feel you kind of moving away from that second guessing and sort of like desperation isn't the right word, but sort of maybe a feeling like will be okay once I find that person, which is a lot of pressure to put on another person that they don't even know they're going to be responsible for your happiness. You know what I mean? The Four of Swords is telling me that you will come to a realization this year that you need to just go within and still your mind, still your expectations. It's just like a feeling of allowing. And just, if you go out on a date, it's like, that's all it is. A date. And like allowing things to unfold. If they do, and if they don't, it's fine. It's like, the outcome of these dates and relationships is not a reflection on you. And it's independent of your well-being and happiness. Yes. Yep. That's what I want to say. So it's really interesting. I mean, I've been reading tarot cards for over 25 years, and it's like I've learned to love some of what people think of the really negative cards, like the Tower cards, and then things like the Wish card. I mean, it's a great positive card, but it takes on a more cautious interpretation for me to be careful, like be mindful of your wishes. And lots of times our wishes, how do I want to say this? What we wish for and what we need aren't always the same thing, and we don't know it. So if we get too stuck on a certain type of person, like if we have a type or a picture in our minds, we can miss out on the people that are really best for us. And that's an ego thing. Like, because isn't it crazy? If you ever, I've like crushed on someone so bad, and then find out like they might like me or there's a possibility. And then all of a sudden, this person who I was obsessing about, I'm like, are they cute? Does anyone think they're cute? Is it like I immediately go into this self-sabotage or all this superficial self-doubt about things and almost talk myself out of it. And it's like, that's pure ego-based thinking. That's solely me pinning my identity, attaching it to someone else. So the wish card just, or maybe you feel like your wishes aren't coming true. And the more we start to look for our wishes coming true, the more they seem to come true, because it's like the law of attraction to me. I'm still figuring it out, but you know, where we focus on. So if we're a negative person that focuses on and nitpicks at flaws, if that's what we see, we just see the negative, we just see mistakes, we're going to see everyone making lots of mistakes and being negative. But if we're a person that is a glass half full and focuses on positive things, we're going to be more positive. So, okay, so for example, like you're going into town to shop and parking sucks, and you're just like, oh, please let me find a parking place. And you find one, and you're just like, yes, and you pull in, and it's forgotten. You don't think, yay, my wishes, thank you, universe, my wishes come true. We just sort of, they go out of our mind. So it's kind of like being more aware and appreciative of the small things and the wishes are coming true, and not I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, that said, I do see someone coming in. So don't get too hung up on gender here, because I'm reading for so many people. But this King of Cups, he is emotionally mature. And I think this is what it's kind of like the quality versus quantity things. You can date a lot of people, but if you're in a different place maturity-wise than the people you're dating, it's really not going to work out. So maybe you'll have to be careful that maturity and age don't correlate. There are a lot of older people that are super immature and unaware with poor emotional intelligence. It's like, but this king, regardless of his age, has emotional intelligence, is sensitive to other people's feelings, but he is in touch with his emotions. He can share his emotions, but he's not like, they don't control him. So like the negative side of this king would be someone who's emotionally manipulative, who tries to make you feel sorry for them, who's angry, who like, you know, allows their emotions to like make them angry or make them jealous, or, you know, they're just really sort of all over the place because they don't have control over their own feelings. Like if you get a bad email from someone, they'll just turn around, like the negative, immature version of this king will turn around and just, you know, send off this just overly emotional, dramatic email. And then the mature King of Cups, regardless again of his age, will be like, okay, that was triggering. That didn't feel good. But I'm going to sit on it. I'm not going to respond. And I'm going to try to understand, and you might not be able to, but where that person was coming from. And see if by trying to, it's like listening to understand what triggered them, what's triggering me. And I'm going to take some time to think about it. And then I'm going to respond. I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to respond with equal negativity. I'm going to sit on it, and I'm going to respond in a calm manner that really takes into consideration where that person was coming from, as well as my own needs. So I feel like that maybe, though, that is the type of person you're wishing for. But again, no one's perfect. Understanding that everyone has flaws. And I feel like you're going to spend a lot of time working on becoming this. And I'm doing Cancer, so you are a water sign. Becoming this King of Cups yourself so that other people's behaviors and everything, like, you don't take them on. You don't think, oh, I'm responsible. The negative side of this King of Cups, this type of person, they like to make you responsible. Well, I wouldn't have gotten angry if you hadn't, upset me, or I didn't get my own way. They're kind of like giant toddlers that if they don't get their own way, they're gonna try whining, and then they're gonna try having a temper tantrum, and then they're not gonna talk to you, and then they're gonna, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, like they've never grown up emotionally. So you're just gonna be like, what can happen is you can, because you want to avoid their extreme behavior, you find yourself like modifying your behavior, your wants, your needs for fear of, to try to stop setting this person off. That's a huge red flag. Huge. Get out, run the other way, block them. This whole crap about closure, like that needs to go away. I think it was Glennon Doyle. I follow on Instagram, and someone was asking a question about closure. And she said, I think closure is, I can't remember exactly how she put it, but the meaning, what I got from what she said was that it's BS. It's just an excuse to keep this drama, the cycle of abuse, the cycle of drama, whatever label you want to put on it, to just keep bringing, because they get like fed off of this. It's like this high and low is almost like addictive to these type of people. I think we would know them as drama queens. So it's like, you're just like, I want none of that. I wish for an emotionally mature, significant other that doesn't have the need for that type of drama. And look at, he's like just chill. He's like meditating. He's calm. And it's like, if people are going to be dramatic around you, first of all, you're not going to date them, and you're just gonna let it go. And you're also not going to be sucked into closure. It's like block. If you don't have to deal with them, don't deal with them. And I know people can be like, oh, you blocked and blah blah blah, but it's like, no, I don't need to be around this person that just wants to drag me into their immature drama cycle. So that really went off on a tangent. So some of you needed to hear that. I'm going to pull some more cards. Let's see, so what's coming? So I feel like that's sort of like where you are right now, like what you want. Ace of Swords. Keep it simple. You just want someone that you're comfortable with. Like you just get up and it's chill and peaceful. Yeah, you want someone where you can feel, where you can maintain your peace and calm. They don't disrupt your chill is what keeps coming to mind. You want someone you can see a future with. You want someone that's down to earth. So perhaps you had like a type. You wanted someone that was good looking, that was a certain height, that was like and you realize when you start thinking about the qualities you look for in another person, they're all superficial for the most part. And now you're like, I want a down to earth person that values mindfulness and you know what I mean? Just like values the substance in life and not the superficiality. And this is an interesting king, because this type of, his love language, you can look up love languages. Everyone has a particular love language. It's really good to be able to define that and understand, because if your love language is physical affection, I can't remember exactly what they are, and this person's love language is doing things for you, you can either say, okay, I need someone that has the same love language as mine, or I'm always going to feel lacking, which is valid. Or, okay, when we'll just use a stereotypical gender insensitive example because it's easy. Okay, say you're a girl and you don't do stuff on cars and you have a guy and he's a car person. Like, he'll make sure your windshield washer fluid is filled. He'll make sure you have an oil change. Like, he's gonna, and you're just like, I could give a rat's ass about oil in my car and whatever, but like, that's how this type of person shows you. So, you know, being more more gender sensitive. So say one of you likes to cook. That person may cook for you to show you that they care versus giving you tons of hugs or something. You know what I mean. I'm sure I'll get a shitload of negative comments. Sorry. So starting to appreciate that different people show that they care in different ways is the very long drawn out point I was trying to make. You might be someone that shares, if you have a love of travel, it could be long distance. So you really have to think about that, about how that's going to work out. Because sometimes I think with long distance relationships, this is basically turning into a love reading, and maybe yours will. I'm kind of trying to leave these more organic. So if you watch like your rising sign and moon sign, it may be look like a totally different reading. That's just the way it is. Long distance travel, so it can sometimes if you don't see someone, you know, very often, it can be like a little honeymoon every time you see them. So you have to realize that, like, there could be, it doesn't mean it couldn't work out, like if you do finally live in the same city or live together, but it can be an adjustment because, again, it's really exciting if you only see someone once a month versus having them there every day, day to day. They leave the toilet seat up. They leave their dishes in the sink instead of putting in your, whatever your pet peeves are. So you have to understand that there can be a big adjustment in the future. Finding someone that has similar interest is also going to be important. Or you will find, or you meet them. That's what it is. So if you're into rock climbing, there'll be that you may meet them doing that. If you're into theater, you may meet them in the theater. You may meet them because you share a mutual love of something. It's interesting. I just looked over and the Lover's card is showing up at the bottom of a different deck. So it is with this star, this like everything you wish for. So it's like it's almost like you will find you've been meeting the wrong people because you've been wishing for the wrong things. And once so this card is like getting the big picture, looking at the 30,000 foot view. Like, instead of, oh, he's hot and everything's exciting at the moment, it's like, could I have kids with this person? How is this person in a fight? How are they with their exes? What is their family like? Because, boy, a dysfunctional family can really screw up your relationship. Let me tell you. So be careful of that. Or can they deal with it well? Some people have a really dysfunctional family, but they don't get caught up in it. They'll be a buffer for you. They handle it. Some people have a really dysfunctional family and will just get you sucked into the dysfunction of it, and it can really corrode your relationship. What's this final card? 8 of Cups. So some of you coming into this year need to walk away. It's really interesting, like the moon. So if you're in a relationship, maybe some of you are in a relationship with, and they're really close to their family, but it's super dysfunctional, and you're like, I can't deal with all this emotions. And so it's like similar imagery in these. And this is all about walking away. Like, it's like emotionally exhausted. dealing with someone. This is, okay. We're going right back to where we started, where some of you in the past or currently are with this type of emotionally dramatic, dysfunctional person. And, you need to move away. Bottom line, you need to move on. The Five of Swords, it's all about them. They're selfish. They don't have the maturity or the self-awareness. And it's just not, even if they seemed great, it's just the timing is such where they are in their life. It's not suited for you. It's too much emotions, too much drama. So you need to be able to walk away from these people. You never know what a relationship is going to be like till you're in it. Same with the job, same with lots of things. It's, you need to be able to, when you see the red flags, walk away. And there's only so much of your heart you can pour into, it's kind of like I'm sure you've heard me say it, but it's like a slot machine. You should have a bottom line. I go to a casino, I have $50, and once that's gone, it's gone. I'm not putting any more in. I don't care what they say. We have to have those standards and self-respect in relationships. So, yeah, all right, that was, I saw something. They say, but when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Okay, maybe it was, you want to give them one more chance because maybe it was just a one-off. But if they show you that again, you leave, you get out of there. All right, what's coming in? Come on, what's coming in? I want to see the good stuff. Six of Swords. This has come up in almost every reading. Again, that's, yeah. Six of Swords, that's with the Eight of Cups, same thing, moving away. You want from rough waters to calm waters. Water equals emotion. You don't want someone who's emotionally all over the place. You want someone calm. You just have, some of you are just addicted or just caught up in someone that's just doesn't have their shit together yet. So you need to move on from that. You want someone that's stable and solid, that earth-like energy that we talked about before. So when is this person coming in or what? Happily ever after. Page of Pentacles. There's that other earth person. Nine of Swords. Well, Cancer. It's almost like to have this stable, happily ever after, you have to be able to learn to move on faster if you're in a relationship and you find someone that isn't in your best interest. And that's going to be your biggest lesson, and not hanging on to it and just being very zen about it. Okay, that wasn't meant to be. That didn't work. That wasn't meant to be. That doesn't work. And then being able to see someone that's different from your usual type and see the value and understand that even just because their love language is different, that it can be just as beautiful and special as what you sort of had in mind. Let's see what's going on with career. Oh, nice. Ace of Swords. So this is first of all, I like to say, keep it simple, stupid. This is just don't try to, if you're starting a new business or a new project in your career, keep it simple. Don't try to add too many things to it. For some of you, you've put enough time into a career, a job, and if it's not doing it for you, it's not going to do it for you in the future. So this is knowing when to sort of cut your losses, time to look for a new job, time to move on, to try something different, which is okay. Again, you don't know how something's going to turn out until you're in it, right? Okay. The Two of Cups. You may meet someone on the job. There's that Two of Cups again. And you may go into business together. So that's where that finding someone that has a shared interest in with you. You guys may start a business together. So you may really, so having someone that you're really connect with on a deep, deep level that isn't dramatic, no more drama queens, will be important, because if you're going to work with this person, you do not want someone, you want someone calm and stable and, right? Okay, your overall spiritual judgment. Oh, I wanted these readings to be short, and they're just not. Okay, interesting. Your overall spiritual lessons and aha moments of 2019. That's what the Hierophant is. It's spiritual messages, right? Judgment card. Making that judgment that we were talking about before, about who to bring into your life, what situations to bring into your life, what to tolerate, what not to tolerate. And it's okay to expect a level of maturity from people and situations. And period. And if you're not going to find it with someone, you just move on. You're not going to make it a big deal about it. It's just like, okay, that wasn't right. I gave it a shot. Moving on. It's not cold either. It's just very mature. Making sure you're expending your energy, again, not spending energy in relationships with drama queens, or in job situations with someone that just doesn't mesh with you, that you're not in sync, and doesn't have the same work ethic, doesn't, is a gossip and a pot stirrer at work, instead of, there to be positive and work hard, and, work hard, play hard, have a good time, that type of thing. You're just not going to spend your time and energy on people and situations that are dysfunctional, period. And this is just like finding a nice group of like-minded friends. And feeling, so maybe if you don't have a significant other, like you still have good friends that you can share with and go out with. Going out with friends, you may meet someone. You and a group of friends may come up with a simple idea for a business or something together. I can see that as well. And within this group of friends, you may meet someone as well. But you're all like-minded people that value peace and calm. So that's kind of the whole thing. You just want no drama, peace and calm. And a lot of that is not allowing yourself to get caught up in other people's drama, or being responsible for other people's behaviors. Their reactions are their own, and it's separate from you, even though they'll try to make it all about you. So it's kind of interesting reading, a little bit different than the other ones I've been doing, but that's what came up. I just feel like you're just going to be able to exhale this year, and it's going to just let go of a lot of negativity, and feel really calm and balanced. All right. Thanks, Cancer. Have a great year. Bye.